What's up, YouTube? A little bit of Kofi Kingston for you. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. A little bit of trouble in paradise. That's right. We have made it to the final Friday and the final live before launching on to the Appalachian Trail. YouTube, acknowledge the trail, right? Let's do this, baby. Let's get in there. Let's get pumped. Let's get rocking tonight, right? We got a lot of things to talk about. A lot of things to go over. Got some special things to talk to you about that I wanted to do. Some of which we're getting ready to be able to do. But some of it I didn't get around to. Now, I maybe have to take a phone call, but calls, and you'll see it on camera, right? I'm trying to trade in my car and a truck in order to come in out from underneath a payment so I have a better budget for the Appalachian Trail, right? So they'll be calling even saying, yep, Jim, we can do it, or no, Jim, we can't. We've been fighting it all day, so we're going to see where we're at. Chances are it's going to be no, Jim, sorry, we can't do it right now. It's not that we don't got a good credit score and all that good stuff, because we do, but we have a lot of equity in the other car, and we ain't had it that long. So there you go. That's the bottom line, unfortunately, because Ford said so, right? So anyway, welcome out tonight to the final Friday night subscribers appreciation. We got a little bit left of our couple double Java, and let's talk to you just real quick. I want to say something real quick. I just want to put this out there. I know I'm waiting for the numbers to go up as far as watching. We're going to be giving special shout outs as you guys pop up in the chat. If you've been with us for a while, I need you to make sure you put your name in the chat. Just a hi, hey, we're here, whatever. That way, when it comes time, I can give acknowledgement and credit where credit's due, baby, right? I am stoked. I am excited. The lovely Lady L. Hey, looking forward to the live tonight. Wishing you the best and blessed time on the AT. Heather, what's up? Let me tell you, Heather has been a big supporter. Thank you so much, Heather. Appreciate y'all. Hey, if she's got a channel, go over and show her some love. If she don't, still show her some love. You know what I mean? It don't hurt. It don't hurt to drop in and say hi to Heather, right? But yeah, so the lovely Lady L, right? Been out on trail for a couple weeks. Be almost a month by the time I get out there. So she's going to have to really take some zeros for me to catch her. But anyway, you know what? My hat's off to her. She got to be one of the 50. Congratulations. If you know, you know. If you don't, you need to watch her. You need to watch her video. Gossamer Gear took care of her. Amazing. But we're rooting for Lady L. Help us, Lady L. You're our only hope, right? We got a lot of people falling off trail left and right. Speaking of which, Lisa and Tim out on trail. Let me tell you something. I don't know if you're watching or if you ever watch this. Do not tear up. Do not feel bad for having to come off trail to heal, to do whatever. We know we're going to see you out there again. Maybe this year, but we know definitely we're going to see you again. And we appreciate you. Thank you for everything this year that you've done for us on videos and everything. I've enjoyed watching you. But I know, without a shadow of a doubt, you're going to be back on trail, and we're going to go from there. I also wanted to talk about Spoonie. Let's go over and talk about Spoonie for a second. Spoonie, listen. I don't know if you ever watched me, girl. I don't really know. But let me say this. Spoonie was a thru hiker. She was attempting to do it. Her dream was to get out on the Appalachian Trail to camp, to hike it, to do whatever. She wanted to make it to Maine. There's some different issues going on there. She made it out there. She walked a day or two or one night or so after the Appalachian Trail. The medical reasons, some things kicked in, and she said, you know what? I've lived my dream. I stepped foot on the Appalachian Trail. I hiked, I camped, I'm out of here. And I'm so sorry, and I feel like letting people know. You didn't let nobody down, right? Spoonie, you didn't let nobody down. It was amazing watching your transition, your videos, and all these things, and I encourage you. She said she was thinking about stopping video hiking and stuff like, no, don't do that. You could bring a whole new light to the world of MS, and maybe the reason you was supposed to be out on the AT for that one night was just because of that. So Spoonie, thank you for everything. Spoonie is now off the trail as well. But thank you so much, Spoonie, for all you've done, and I hope to God you still continue to film what you are doing right here on YouTube, because I'm telling you, you're going to reach a whole new audience with what's going on. And she just proved you do not, hey, what's up, Hike with Mike? Spoonie proved you don't have to make it to Maine to be an AT hiker, baby. There you go. It's what I'm saying. You hear me? So I want to give a shout out to there. Oh, I hate to hear that about Spoonie. I watched her preparation. Hope she continues section hiking and take along be along with her sometimes. So Heather, make sure you hit her up on her page and let her know that, because I'm telling you, Spoonie, I hate it. She had to come off the trail. She felt like she let people down. She hasn't, but she is now off the trail. There's another Lori or Lisa and Tom. They're off trail as well, too. Not just the original ones I was talking about earlier, but there's 2 other ones off trail as well. I think that Marlowe Factor is still, I ain't seen nothing whether they're back on yet or not. As far as I know, they're still off. Same thing with Pappy. I think Pappy's still off trail. He may be back on trail by now, but I think he's off trail still until the weather changes and ankle heals a little bit. This trail this year has been chewing people up and spitting them out like never before. This is the class of the 101, right? And good evening, Backpacking Journey. What's up, brother? So in saying that, sister, cousin, uncle, whatever. Anyway, so in saying that, right? I'm just putting it out there, man. The trail this year has been spitting people out like crazy. And for me in AT Walk and Talk, it's already rumbling, right? Got the notification today. Hey, check it out. They pre-set up and they've put pre-warnings out of tornado watches and warnings, severe thunderstorm, high winds, heavy rains for the very week that we're starting, for the whole week. So we're in preparation now, planning, developing, and putting together a plan of action so we can still be out on the Appalachian Trail. And it may look a little bit different than what we thought, but at the same time, we are still putting everything in works and getting it going and figuring it out. AT's like, hey, baby, I ain't gonna be out there in the woods with no damn tornado. You hear me? That's not how he said it, but I understand what he means. Hey, man, Dorothy don't need to follow the yellow brick road. We just need to follow the brown path all the way to Maine. You feel me? So anyway, in saying that, be a soul hiker, walk the trails, enjoy them. Do not make it a job. Enjoy the freedom and sincerity of the wilderness. Enough said. I agree with you, Mike, right there. You know, so we're going to be out there on the trail. We're still going to make some stuff happen. It's just going to look a little bit different. I got a feeling as we plan on different things. There ain't very many hostels when you first start out. There's a couple. There's some bed and breakfasts, which I think, oh my God, these people are crazy if they think I'm paying like $200 a night to stay at a bed and breakfast. Ain't happening. In the words of L.A. Knight. Yeah. Anyway, in saying it, as y'all can tell, I'm pumped up. This is the last live. We got to go all out tonight, right? We all got to be motivated. We all got to be on a brand new level of where we're at. So, like I said, I just want to thank the hostels. I want to thank everybody that's out there, you know, that's doing their thing. And let's get ready to dig into Subscribers Appreciation Night, Subscriptions Appreciation Night. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, give us a thumbs up notification. Let's rock and roll, baby. Here we go. We're going to start out with our friend, Sparky 1549, who's either always late or never makes the show, right? So anyway, about 6-7 days ago, they put out there, hey, got the final go, my no-go type of thing, and was going to get some last medical checks, and Sparky says, hey, make sure you see a dentist too, let you know dentist check is good. My grill is all messed up, but no cavities, no nothing like that. So the VA was able to get me enrolled, got that taken care of. Sparky, good advice. And then from our own Heather Lambert, she said, I love the kitty tent. I want one for my cat. I love the short too. So yeah, we had a lot of fun with that short, right? It did get a lot of views. It did get a lot of watch time. I thought it would, but apparently, I guess maybe it strikes some nerves and stuff, even though you're picking and having fun and different things. Hey, for all of you also like backpackers out there, that's all I'm doing is picking and having fun. Eventually, I will be one of you guys when we're on the Appalachian Trail. As soon as I send my winter stuff through, I'm at like at 9.5, 10 pounds, I think, or 10.5 pounds. But with my winter stuff and the other stuff I got, I'm over that. So we'll see. We'll go from there. But just know I'm not making fun of you for the sake of making fun of you. I'm trying to get there and go from there. Speaking of which, we had some evacuations off the trail this last week, right? We had one in the Great Smoky Mountains that had to be airlifted and transported off due to hypothermia and some other cold weather related issues. And then we had another one off of Georgia, off at Hawk Mountain Shelter, had to be removed due to some medical illnesses and stuff like that. They didn't say exactly what. But the National Guard in both cases, our boys in green, was able to get them out of there. You hear what I'm saying? The National Guard was able to get in there both times, get them lifted, get them out of there. So my hat's off. Thank you to the National Guard, whether it be Air Force or Army, but we're Team Army, right? Ain't ready for Marines yet, but we're Team Army, huh? So let's give them a shout out. But yes, the cat tent, I love it. The cat loves it. She knows it's her bed. She stays in it. Funny story how it happened. I was looking for tiny tents on Amazon for like bivvies because Australia calls them swags. England, Scotland calls them bivvies. Canada and United States calls them tiny tents. So I was looking for tiny tents and that popped up. I was like, holy hell, my cat needs one. Your cat needs one. They're like 30 bucks. Make sure you get on there and get your one, right? So once again, Sparky1549 comments. Missed the live again. See, I told you, never makes the live or is always late. One day my timing will be on point. I highly doubt it. Elizabeth Taylor was late 15 minutes to her own funeral. Literally planned it that way. No joke. Look it up. The mini tent is so cute. Mike's already issued shelters too. You need a tarp with a bivvy for privacy and you see, privacy and waterproofing. If you're double jointing, you can change clothes in the bivvy, not double jointing. Fun fact, medically it don't exist. You can be very flexible, but double jointed doesn't exist medically speaking. Used to be an EMT. But anyway, and I know there's people that's going to argue it. I'm not here to argue that fact anyway. But anyway, you can change clothes in the bivvy. Z-Packs has ultralight Dyneema tarps. The walkabout bivvy is 3 pounds. Dun, 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 dun. Here comes the comment. Fine for camping, too heavy for through hiking. There are much lighter bivvies out there. I don't care if it's 3 pounds. Like if I get a chance to get that bad boy on the Appalachian Trail, I'll get it and we'll do whatever. But until then, we got a Nemo Dragonfly, right? But so we're not gonna be able to take a bivvy with us like we wanted to, which is cool. We're debating whether or not to do some other things, but the hiking tarp is now not going with us either. So just due to some technical things, not weight, just due to some technical issues and stuff I was having and different things. It's not the best. It was a cheap hiking tarp, and I don't want to just go out there and put dependence in a $30 hiking tarp that is going to do what it done in the yard the other day, and I haven't got the chance to do it because I haven't got a chance to do any honest gear reviews here as of lately, but we'll go from there, right? Hike with Mike says, I got hypothermia in the late springtime camping in New Jersey's Pine Barrens with the Boy Scouts spent the day in a medical tent all because of crappy sleeping bag. There you go. Got to know your gear. Got to trust that you trust your gear, right? Am I right? Got to know your gear, and you got to trust that you trust your gear and different things, and make sure that you have a proper kind of gear or amount of gear for the weather and the things that you are facing, right? And that's one of those things. But hey, there you go. There's a story before I hear from home, right? So, but the views will be down a little bit tonight, and I feel the reason why a lot of the views is going to be down just a little bit tonight. Not only is our final live, a lot of our viewership is actually people who are subscribed. There's a lot of you that are out on the Appalachian Trail, and we want you to know we support you, and we're looking forward to being out there with you as well. So, and for everybody else, thank you so much for tuning in. Here we go. One Adventure 831 commented, okay, this was on an old gear review video or something. Something you said, are you doing a flashlight and a headlight? No, I'm just doing the headlight. I have a little flashlight on the phone too if I need it, but no, I'm just doing the headlamp. If so, ditch the flashlight and keep the headlight, right? Don't need both, just saying, right? And so I may have said that somewhere in the beginning because I was thinking about both, because don't pack your fears, and you pack your fears when you're first doing it. So I may have said that somewhere, so I'm not saying that I didn't, but just know that I'm only taking my headlamp with me, and it is a Nightcore headlamp. It is a nice one. It's a little bit heavier side with the strap. I wish it had the little, you know, beanie wrap, wire wrap things instead of that wide strap, but beggars can't be choosers, right? So anyway, there you go. Man, I am pumped up today. Big tuna! Big tuna tunes. Okay. Big tuna tunes. Check it out. Trim the damn mustache. Are you happy? Big tuna tunes, but for the love of God almighty, dude, trim your mustache. Trimmed it up a little bit. It don't get much smaller than that, because if I take more of it down, I don't have an upper lip. It does not look right. If I cut it short with the beard, then no, that ain't gonna work. So I don't know. But we are going to experiment with something out on the trail. At some point, we're gonna go with a goatee and mutton chops, just to see what it looks like. I don't know. Just joking. I'm probably not gonna do the mutton chops, but in saying that, I'm glad that people would think that. Matt Josh 69 commented, "Sorry, Jim, but I really think you're overthinking gear. Measure twice, cut once. I have no doubt I will probably change some things as I go. That said, everyone I've watched, most that finish always seem to do gear changes made by the end. So I think you'll do better by just trusting your choices and making changes as you go. It will probably save you money and probably save you money and laugh out loud times 5, right? So in saying that, right, so you got to trust and know that you know your gear, and that's the gear I'm going out with. It's the basic kit that we went over when we was on thing. I made a few changes as far as clothing to go a little bit lighter on clothing, but other than that, I'm still carrying the same amount of clothing, just lighter fabric, if that makes sense, right? And everything. So you're right, you got to trust that you trust your gear and go with what you got and hope for the best at the end. So also Matt Josh 69 commented, has the shelters are first come first serve. I don't think that's going to be an issue for you. So I didn't know how to take this. And I know it wasn't an insult, but I am fat, I am slow, and yeah, so I didn't know, like, are they saying I'm too slow and it's going to take me forever to get to the shelter, and by the time I get to the shelter's going to be full, or hey, when I get to the shelters, because people ain't going to be staying at the shelters, it's not going to be an issue, or hey, you've been talking about you're just going to be staying in your tent, so you don't got to worry about the shelter, you're going to be staying in your tent. So I don't know, but anyway, in saying that, look, cool, either which way, any one of those scenarios work out, I'm fine with. I do plan on staying in some shelters, not many. Like when it's lightning storms, yes, if there's room in the shelter, I will be in the shelters. But other than that, if I could be in a hostel, I will. If I could be, somewhere safer in the very, very bad storms, I will be. Because the tents know where you want to be when there's a chance for blowdowns and high winds and all that stuff. You don't want to be in the woods. Live to hike another day. And let's just face it, the AT's been chewing them up, spitting them out this year. There's been like 12, 13 people that I've been watching that are no longer on trail. So, in saying that, it's kind of like I respect what's happening this year. It's not taking any prisoners. It's like showing no quarters, right? It's literally chewing them up, spitting them out. So I know going into the trail that I got to be prepared to do things that I have not had to do or willing to do, but I may have to. We're going to get into that here in a little bit. But yeah, I don't think this shelter is going to be an issue, he said. Also, Matt Josh 69 comment, man, Matt Josh was very popular this week with us, which is great. Just watched the father and son on AT at the moment. I've been watching the father and son too. They've been doing pretty good. And the father had to punch a mouse, and it died after it chewed its way into his tent. And it was running all over the place. I didn't see that one. I'm going to have to go in and see if I can find it. But yeah, I've been watching Forrest is the name of the son, and his Forrest Outdoors is the channel. Make sure you go watch that. Forrest, my young man, we're rooting for you. Can't wait to see you on trail, meet you and your dad at some point, maybe Damascus Trail Day, something like that, and we'll go from there. Because a lot of these people are going to be ahead of me, right? A lot of these people are going to be ahead of me, and that's fine. But we'll get there. Let's see what we got here. Britt Harvey. Good luck. Fingers crossed. 4-lever clover out there. Happy trails. I'll be about 30 days behind you. Second week April start. Nobo 26. 0 cool. So here we go, Britt. I may be one of the only person in chat that understands what 0 cool is. 1,326 cybernet systems in one day. Crash. The biggest crash of all time, right? The movie Hackers. Anyway, just saying, that may not be why you got the name 0 Cool, but that's where 0 Cool came from, was from the movie Hackers, right? But 30 days behind me, you may eventually catch up, different things depending on zeros that I take and you don't, or whatever. But it's going to be great to see you out there, Brent, and good luck to you too, my friend. Namaste, passing good vibes your way, right? Folks, if you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button, thumbs up, hit that bell notification, let us know you're there. Drop your name in the comments, because we are here just very shortly. We'll get very emotional, man. It's going to get emotional up in this thing. You feel me? Let's go. Anyway, so Matt Josh continues to comment there. Appreciate that. A lot of people liking replies and stuff. And I replied back to Big Tuna Tunes when he said trim the mustache. I said no. He goes, well, I tried. Not very hard, but I did. I trimmed it and we went there. So here we go. Chase Life. If you folks do not follow Chase Life, you need to go over to his page. Click subscribe, the thumbs up, bell notifications, put in the comments. Take a hike with Jim sent me to your channel. Love the content here, whatever. Chase Life is phenomenal, right? He's got so much knowledge, it ain't even funny. He's got a room of gear, and in that gear room, he has a room made for gear, and inside that one, he has a mouse that has its own gear, right? So it's saying that Chase is amazing. He's got tons of videos and knowledge out there. Let's read what Chase had to say. Hey, I consider myself a pretty good thru hiker in many ways. Hey, there you go, Chase. But the one I'm really bad at thru hiking is speed. He said I'm but slow. This is talking about my Cecil the Turtle post. I am okay with that. This is not a race for me. I'm going to get that rabbit, right? I wanted to point that out. I never felt others judging me. I happily let people pass me often. I do too on trail, especially the old mall walkers. And I put that as a comment, right? You got these mall walkers that come out there and they're like, I don't know, they can lap you 4 times and you're going to the same spot and it's a straight walk, not a circle, and they're still lapping you like 4 times and talking about how great the views are. Am I right here? Can you feel me? Can you tell me the truth? Hikers would come up behind me, and I've often tried to be aware of this while I hiked. One reason for me not to recommend headphones, they block sound. So like, I don't like the headphones. I like the ones you can put in the ear and the earbuds or whatever. But I have the big earphones that I have are not going to be for when I'm hiking. The big earphones that I have, headphones I have for when I have them, is going to be for like if there's like a lot of loud booms and pops and stuff, especially around 4th of July and stuff like that, and fireworks. Listen, with PTSD and with what I have, they really affect me. So the noise canceling headphones really help because I can handle the flashes. I can't handle the booms and the pops with the flashes, so that makes sense. And it's not that I'm a threat or a danger to anyone. You will find me curled up in a ditch somewhere shaking and crying, you know, like that type of deal. My PTSD is weird, but maybe holding a stick like it's an M16, you know, whatever the case may be. But in saying that, so that's why I'm wearing them. I'm not going to be hiking with them, so yeah, I agree with you. I like to have my attention span forward, and I get a lot of trail runners that run up on me, and I've never even heard them, even without headphones, and they'll be like, on your left! And I'm like, oh my God, it scares the badookie out of me, right? So yeah, I would step aside, so I do. I often step aside regardless if I'm going uphill, downhill, and I'm also, hey man, enjoy your hike, nice to see you, you know, whatever. He said, I did that when I did it rarely came across as slower than me. I never felt superior or whatever. I know I am. I wake up in the morning, Chase, and I piss excellence. No, I'm not superior either. That was a joke, by the way, from Talladega Nights. But I respect that they were out there doing their thing. And I think most thru hikers feel the same. And I would agree with you. I would agree with you, Chase, on that as well, right? Let's see, we've got some other things out here. Great movie, and that's where I got the name. See, boom, I knew. Hackers, Zero Cool. I'm telling you, I like the guy on the skateboard too. You know, the bad guy. Enjoy the laptop. Cool. Anyway, life moves pretty quick. If you don't stop and look around, you might miss it. There you go. There you go. Another classic line from the movie Hackers. Sorry coming in and out. Power outage. Heather, I am so sorry you got the power outage. Sounds like you're maybe getting some bad weather, you know, whatnot. We'll be keeping that in mind for you tonight. Misadventures of Melissa kind of had me figured out there for a minute with Tuesday's Likes Live's question. She put, hey, she said, are you trying to be tricky with the wording of your question? And it came off that way, and I should have rolled with it that way, but I didn't. It was just a typo, so we redone the question in the poll, and you folks responded, showed up, showed off, and I appreciate that. So nope, Melissa did not, but I appreciate Melissa tuning in, right? Tile Trail, not a bad pitch, buddy, right? So he was talking about that I took a tarp tent and made an A-frame style shelter with trekking pole style shelter. It was on an incline and on a hill because everything on my yard is either hill or straight down. So I done the best I could. But he's like, hey, not too bad, not for your first time, you know, and I appreciate that. Here we go, our very own Farm Girl, 2004, commented, this is funny, a few years ago, I did a 5K Tough Mudder, mud obstacles, and we called ourselves the Dirty Turtles. She's commenting on the Cecil post. The Dirty Turtles. We won't talk about it. If you know, you know. But anyway, woo! Sorry there, Farm Girl. We had shirts made with our name on the back, and all the people passing us, they started long after us and had a good laugh. We were indeed dirty from all the mud, and certainly were slow AF, but still had fun, and we're just as happy to finish. So yeah, I mean, we have Tough Mudders and stuff here too. I haven't been able to do one myself and go from there, and go from right there. Let's see what we got here. AT Walk and Talk. We can, we will. Let's do this. We are going to do it. We are going to do it. My quote, Mike says, from Fast Times at Ridgemont High, laugh out loud, just fully thing. Yeah, that is from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I thought it was from Hikers. I apologize. It wasn't. It was, you're right. It's from the Fast Times at Ridgemont High. There you go. I stand corrected. Sorry. I got it wrong. Easy with Monchismo, buddy. Anyway, so insane. Woo! Breaking out a little bit of the old school right there. A little bit of Polly Shore, right? One adventure! I said, what kind of knots is good? I put out there for a question about 5 days ago. Hey, what kind of knots are good to know for when you're on trail and different things? So I've been learning some different knots for guy outs and different things like that. And he put, hey, just double knots on them Hokas, laugh out loud. Yeah, because Hokas strings come untied like religiously. Yeah, and go from there. So, like I said, the lovely Lady Elba, Laura Evanly Ashley, right? I got a feeling that the reason why all of these bad thunderstorms and tornado watches are coming in is because the lovely Lady L, she snores a lot, so it's creating a wind vortex. It's pulling all this warm air from the Gulf of America, right? And then we got all this cold air from the Cannon and the Canada coming down. And then, because she's snoring on trail, we get tornadoes. I'm just joking. But yeah, she's out on trail. She's got some videos tomorrow. She's got some more videos starting to drop tomorrow of day 0 on trail. She's been out there now for about 3 weeks, I guess, and everything. So I was right. I was the closest on the date to her launching. Woo, 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 woo. And she didn't tell nobody. Didn't even tell me. Like, she don't really, like, when it comes to Jim, she's like, yeah, that's just a fat guy on YouTube. Nobody cares about Jim. So anyway, she didn't tell me. I just took an educated guess. And I was within maybe 2 or 3, like 2 days from the date, just based on her videos alone. Unagi. Unagi. Anyway, so if you know, you know. Hola, Mr. Hand, laugh out loud. So yes, let's go. Tent Life Crisis. This is our dude right here, yo. Tent Life Crisis gonna be on trail right behind me and AT, right? You got this, dude. Just a series, or maybe even a little bit ahead of us, just a series of 3 to 5 day trips till we're done, bro. I've been listening to Pushing North for a mental game prep. It's been very insightful. Tent Life, you got this, Bubba. You got this, Bubba. You got it. All we got to do is 1 foot in front of the other. Stay focused. Stay focused. Stay balanced on that budget. Stay focused. Keep walking them miles, like eating them miles like Cheerios, you know what I'm saying? Eating them up. Even though it's going to take us some time, we'll have to go slower in some places than ever and go from there. But I tell you what, it's still going to be a lot of fun. Tent Life Crisis, man. If y'all don't know, head over to Tent Life Crisis' page. Hit that subscribe, thumbs up, and that bell. Tell him that Jim sent you. Show him some love out there, right? Same thing with Laura Evanly Ashley. But when you hit her subscribe and her thumbs up and her bell, make sure you put your troublemaker in the comments for me. She'll know who it's from because she's a troublemaker, right? It's what she does. You need to come down to the swamps and walk the Florida Trail. Maybe after the AT. I've spent some time in the Everglades before. So maybe after AT we can make that happen, hike with Mike and everything, as long as I get to have me some gator, right? Insane. Gator jerky's good, right? Had up some of that in Louisiana, right? Ah! Where'd it go? Went away. Come back. Baby, come back. Let's get down here. I erased it. It went away. We got to find it again. Oh, no. Oh no. I hit the wrong button. Give me a second. We're still looking. Alright, so here we go. Back on track. Miranda goes outside. It's her channel, gosh darn. Miranda goes outside. And most of you already follow. If you don't, hit the subscribe button on her page. Thumbs up, like. She don't know me from Adam, but be like, hey, there's this fat guy named Take a Hike with Jim. Really likes your channel. He recommended it. She don't know who I am, and that's fine. But she had the most luxurious backpacking campsite I ever found video. It was amazing. Make sure you go watch it. One Adventure. Here we go. 831. Yes. The greater the knowledge and experience. Okay, so we're talking about ultralight hikers. Originally, in the 80s, the two people who designed and came up with the idea and the ideology of ultralight hiking. It wasn't about all of his lightweight gear and all of his expensive gear and all that stuff. It wasn't even about a 10-pound base weight. Spoiler! It was about having more knowledge than you needed gear. And how could you survive more? And that was their skill set. What can we replace with knowledge that we don't even have to carry the gear, right? Got a little disco going on, little John Travolta here, right? So anyway, in saying that, yes, the greater knowledge and experience, One Adventure says, and the skill set person has the less gear, but they need to also understand that someone else's skill and experience created lighter, more efficient gear. And it's true. It really did over time. I understand. I get that. I'm tracking 5 by 5, as they would say, right? Name that one for all of you movie and TV show buffs. Who said 5 by 5? And go from there, right? Player, baby, come back. Great song. Yep. Great, great, great. So anyway, it's saying that. Yeah, so they made the lighter gear for the reason. But the whole thing was about knowledge, right? And I think we need to get back to that, the knowledge of different things. Like a lot of the rescues and stuff that's already happened this year, whether it be SOBO or NOBO, has been because people were not prepared for the cold. They wasn't prepared for the injuries, the rescue parts of it, not just the people leaving off the trail, and different things like that. They just wasn't adequately equipped. And if you look at the numbers from 2024, 2023, 2024, and 2025, the majority of people who packed 15 to 20 pounds as a base weight, 80% of them, just about 75 to 80% of them made their thru hike. And it wasn't very many, but when I say 80%, 75 to 80%, that's a big number in the grand scheme of things, but it's still, when you look at the overall hiker base, it's still less than 1% that makes it. But in saying that, in the numbers, it was ridiculous. One Adventure says, we are stoked too. A AT thru hike is one of the most brutal and punishing and beautiful things in life. Change experience a hiker can have. Me and One Adventure talked on the phone and different things like that, and I'm here to tell you, really put my mind at ease with a lot of things. Got me a little bit worried about some other things, but it's okay. We'll get there. And he's right. I can't wait. And he said, when it's all happening at the same time, crying from the pain and filth while smiling at the views, most people will never experience that. And he's right. You know, we get to, as thru hikers of the Appalachian Trail and an attempt of the thru hike community, we get to see stuff and do stuff that nobody else is getting to see or do, right? And it's just the way that it is. It's just the way that it happens, right? So Hiking on a Prayer had commented, because she's out there on trail. Make sure you head over to Hiking on a Prayer page. Hit the subscribe button, thumbs up, bell notification. Send a little love. Say, hey, this fat guy by the name Take a Hike with Jim sent me over here. Just want to say, supporting your channel, praying for you, whatever. Boom, there you go, right? Hiking on Prayers out there. I got to get caught up on some videos and stuff. There's some videos. I was supposed to be doing some stuff today as far as videos. Didn't get a chance to do it. Laura Emily Ashley gave me a like from put on her page some things and different stuff, and go from there. Hiker's Diary. Here we go. This is B. This is our girl, ladies and gentlemen. This is our young one that we're rooting for. Her and Forest Outdoors. These are our two young ones we're rooting for this year. I'm rooting for them. Here we go. Money can definitely help make something more comfy, but it doesn't make or break the experience. I have to agree with that, because overall, I'm just going to be honest with you, that is wise beyond its years as far as a comment. And a Hiker's Diary and B is right on. We was talking about, there was people posting on her page, well, you got to have $2,000 or $3,000 to make your hike. No, you don't. No, you don't. But if you go out there and drink, if you go out there and party, if you're going out there and you're staying at the best of hotels and you're eating out all the time, yeah, money's going to be about a big problem for you one trail this year. $3,000 to $5,000 to walk it, you know, a month. So, you know, it's crazy. But if you get out there and do what you're supposed to, you can absolutely do it on a budget and do what you're going. We was thinking our budget was going to be $800. It bumped it to $850. It looks like it may be getting closer to $1,000. Boom, we're all about that. But Hiker's Diary B, she's more wise than she knows. And she says it's going to take some self-control, but we've got this. You just got to stay out of the vortex, right? And she said, can't wait. And she's right. You got to stay away from it, and you got to have that self-discipline, and it can be hard. We've even had people on this channel to comment to me and say, do you really want to be that guy? The answer is yes. I want to be disciplined, and if that means telling you no about something, it means telling you no. I got my boy AT walk and talk. He will be dragging me up the hill for about the first 14 days. After that, somebody else will be dragging me up the hill. When I see something shiny like a crow going, ooh, I got to have it. He can, no. You're not allowed to have that gear. You got what you need, right? So we're good, right? Laura Evelyn Ashley says Ramens is a must. This is why we can't trust her, right? She's a troublemaker. Talk about how ramen is a must. Anyway. Going on, Heather Lambert says, so here it goes. We'll talk about the weight and ultralight and different things. Our own Heather Lambert put, I think it's all in comfort. One person may choose to carry more to be more and able to relax and sleep better and to complete more miles than if they carry less on comfort night, but the lack of good old, let's see where we go. Where'd she go? No. Yeah, but if they carry less, sleeps better, but on comfort night, the lack of good old sleep made it harder and go longer on miles. So one person may carry 10, another 20, another 30 pounds. If they all get to the end of their journey their way carrying their baggage, does it really matter? And that's the question I've been asking. Does it really matter? As long as they meet where they wanted to be and meet their quota, meet where they're supposed to be, and they're doing what they're supposed to do and go from there, right? Does it really matter? In the end of time, I don't think it does. Last of days, end of days, I don't think it really matters. Nothing really matters to me. I'm just a poor hiker. Nobody likes me. Sorry. Gotta do, gotta do. Sorry. Bad Wayne's World moment. Sorry. Need some licorice out of the little light bulb thing. Wayne's World, party time. If they all get to the end of their journey the way carried baggage does really matter, I think focusing more on getting rid of mental baggage of life along the way of one's hike would be the most productive. I agree. Trying that so hard with the PTSD thing while I'm out there, right? I saw one person was so stuck on ultralight, it took away all their joy. And I think that happens a lot, not just with ultralight, but with the weight in general. I think people get caught up with, should I take this, should I take this? So there's something Miranda has that she takes with her everywhere she goes. And I know y'all have seen it. If you watch Miranda's videos, hold on, stand by. I'll be right back. I'll even show you what it is. Give me 1 minute. Don't go nowhere. Let me out everything. Be right back. But anyway, we're back from outer space. So anyway, check it out. Sorry about that. But Miranda always brings something with her. I didn't know I was going to bring this up, so I told you to bring it out on stops. I didn't know. It's one of those things is people be like, you don't really need it. It's good for hiking, but not camping, and it's extra weight, and it's going to break your back. I understand. I get it. Boom. I really wanted this thing. I see Miranda have it. I love it. It's the Illuminate. Right? It's got a nice little light here on the bottom. It does some different settings, some candlelight glow, flash bright, whatever. But I got it because I like the string lights. They're just so damn pretty. No, I just really like the string lights and I like the idea of it. Plus, it works as a phone charger too, right? But I didn't get it because of the solar panel or anything. I got it because I really like this and I like the string light and I like what Miranda's done with it. and I like the options and different things. Are there lighter versions? Yes, guarantee it. But, you know, Miranda's used hers forever. I really liked it. She's one of my favorite person. It's her channel, gosh darn. So, Miranda, thank you so much. And this company, y'all need to sponsor Miranda, right? But I got that, right? So, yeah, where are we going here? Great. Right, we ain't had big numbers tonight, but we don't care. Yeah, so I think people get stuck on that, right? They envied a guy that would bring his camp chair and relax, and he did not care to compare his weight to another. Finally, the other guy started taking more items, relaxed, ended up enjoying the backpack way more. And see, that's kind of what this is about for me. It's not being about scared of the dark. See, check this out. Let me put this on here. Uh-oh, button. You charged? Might not be charged. Yeah, it's charged. So anyway, see, it's not about that for me, right? And I don't know if y'all can see the little lights that are on or not because the main lights are in here. It's not about being scared of the dark or anything like that. It's about just having a sense, for me, of home, or a sense of comfort, or a sense of something, right? So you got the red light, got the bright light. My favorite is this candlelight glow thing. You can barely see it with the light on that's looking right now, but it's got like a candlelight flicker glow type thing. Really love that. But yeah, it's about, you know, having a little bit of extra comfort items than what, you know, somebody would carry or have and different things. So I get it. You know, I want this to be enjoyable for me. So there's some things I'm willing to toss aside and get rid of, but there's some things I'm just plain out keeping. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna keep. Here we go, Coastal Adventures. Greetings from the trail. Make sure y'all head over to Coastal Adventures. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe. Show them some love and support. Be like, hey, Coastal Adventures, take a hike with Jim sent me. Thank you so much. And go from there. Greetings from the trail. 24 miles in. This was 3 days ago, so they should be a lot more miles in. Are you asking, we think you can make it to Amarillo Falls or complete the thru hike? Your wording's a bit tricky. See, I tricked everybody with it, right? No, like I said, I was wondering if people thought I would make it all the way to the end or whatever. Overwhelmingly, there was a big group of people that thought I could. There were some that didn't think I could, and there were some that says, well, we think you can, but we don't know if you will. So, you know, one of those things. Misadventures of Melissa. I'm excited to see your journey. You've come a long way. Hike your own hike. Do what's right for you and hike and trust your gear. She's right? And I appreciate you thinking and knowing that we've come a long way. We've done a lot of things. We've had to climb a lot of mountains to get here. We've had to do a lot health-wise and different things, which we'll get to here in a minute, and go from there, right? But yes, thank you so much, and we plan on hiking our hike. Musing Sat Midlife. I probably pronounced that wrong anyway, sorry. Muse, that's just one more guy. Muse, yeah. We've got this. We are all cheering for you. Sorry, I can't pronounce these names sometimes. Starting to come down off the coffee too, so battery draining. Taking Horizons coming. Congrats, bro. Hope to see you out here. You're going to see me out there. Make sure that you go over to Taking Horizons. Hit thumbs up, subscribe, like, share. Show them some love and support. Let them know that Taking a Hike with Jim sent you over to Taking Horizons, right? Stephanie's 1899 commented, Jim, you can tell me where you start this hike. Which trail is this? She was talking about a video that I had done of the Anstead Trail, the Hawks Nest Rails Trail, the one where the bridge about fell through with me. Yeah, that one. So we was able to hook that up. Detox! Here we go. Detoxing. Emily 100, come on. I'll be here cheering you on the whole way. Looking forward to following your journey. No matter what happens, it's going to be epic. You know that's right. It's definitely going to be epic. Acknowledge the trail. Anyway, it's going to be epic, and we're going to make it. We're going to make it. You know, it's going to be a slow process. You know, I gotta have faith, baby. Anyway, sorry. I had like 6 cups of coffee. It's great. Anyway, Douglas 393ZO. When are you going to be there? I'm going to be there when I'm there. March 10th, we will be on trail. We'll be in Amarillo by March 9th. We already answered that. We already answered that. I think we'll get close. We've already... Come back. Baby, come back. It went away again. Venture that. Let's see what we got here. Coming down. All right, let's look at 2 days ago, Coastal Adventures put out, thanks, man. What an adventure so far. Can't wait for you to be out here and join us. I will be there as soon as I can, Coastal Adventures. I promise I will be there. I'll be joining y'all. One of us. Sorry. Name that one. People's like, man, this dude done lost his dang mind tonight, right? It's my last live before trail. I gotta feel like, it's not that I feel good about it, but I just want to make sure that I'm giving you the very best of what this channel has to offer one last time before we go on trail, right? My backpacking Jaron comment, thanks for your service. I'm sorry you had to go through that in life. Look at you today. Talk about my burns, because I had a bunch of burns and different things I put post. It's over on my community page, the pictures that I have left anyway of it. They said, look what you've had to go through, and you're a stronger person because of it. Can't wait to see you when you make it to Maryland so they can take a hike with us. I appreciate that. Yeah. So yeah, you know, I've been through a lot. I've been through some burns, having to walk again. I've been through my heart stopping, a couple different things going from there. Detox says epic. Lisa says, hey Jim, do you have a Buy Me a Coffee account? I do have a Buy Me a Coffee account set up. It's under buymeacoffee.com/take a hike with Jim. In saying that, there's not a lot on there yet. We got our shirts, our hat, our merch. I got one post about Dear Jackie on there, but we're getting ready to do some stuff as far as that goes, and plus you make donations on there. But I do have a Buy Me a Coffee account. Little Lisa Woohoo! We do have that, right? Matt Josh commented. 69. Hi Jim, have fun on trail. I'll be doing my best to catch you when I hit the trail. Probably ain't gonna be that hard. I'm at Turtle, remember? I'm going to catch that rabbit. And like you keep passing him, and at the end he's still standing there to the finish line. He's like, don't make sense, does a bub. So, yeah, so that's gonna be me, right? Like, I done passed this guy 5 times. How's he get in front of me? But yes, you'll probably catch me. If nothing else, we'll see each other in Damascus. We'll have some coffee, right? So hoping you take lots of zeros. I have no doubt you'll make it, as long as you take plenty of zeros and walk slow. In other words, wink, wink, slow down, wants to walk with me on trail a little bit. So hopefully get to catch up with you, Matt, Josh, and maybe we can get you a new profile picture, right? That was an old one of a party, long comment long before. If you don't know, you just have to go back and watch some lives until you do know. M. Farley, 252. You definitely have what it takes. Thank you, M. Farley. Appreciate that. There's so much that can happen that's out of a person's control, though. You're right. It could be health, it could be a tick, it could be weather, it could be anything. But that's no reflection of you, on you personally, and that's true. Get out there, take one step at a time, and you will get to Maine. Enjoy your journey. Thank you so much, M. Farley. I appreciate that. M. Farley 252. Make sure y'all head over to Matt Josh 69. Show some love. Head over to M. Farley 252. Show some love. Make sure you head over to Detox Family 100 and show some love, right? But anyway, I feel like I'm pronouncing stuff wrong, but I'm sorry. But anyway, in saying that, you know, one foot in front of the other, one day after the next, one day at a time. And that's all we can do. That's all we can do. And we can't be asking more. Like, me and AT's going to go on this, and I hit him up, I think it was this morning, was like, dude, have you seen the weather? We got to prepare for this. And he's like, post me a picture. He's like, dude, we got this. Don't worry about it. We can do this. And he presented an option. He goes, what you think? And I had a chance to talk to him about it. But we're going to do some other things. I've been on Far Out app looking at different things, and bed and breakfasts and hotels and hostels on mine, right? And all these things in case we get down there and we end up at that. We already know for sure it's going to be raining the first 5 days we're going to be on the trail. That's without a shadow of a doubt. Thunderstorms are highly likely. Tornadoes, high winds, tornado warnings and watches. So if there's tornado warnings and watches, we really don't want to be in a shelter out on the trail. We don't want to be in a tent trail. We want to try to be off that, but we're in between two bubbles, so we have to do whatever and go and do what we got to do, which you'll see in a comment here later. Somebody said, hey, that's the name of the game. So Detox made a comment about a post I'd put up, and it was of a WWE style belt. It's the West Virginia championship belt. And I said, how awesome would it be to carry this up to the top at Maine, from Baxter, from base camp to Maine to the top, and hold it up when I'm done and be like, to all my doubters, acknowledge me, right? And he's like, you ain't gonna need that. Once you're there, the sign will be prized enough and the doubters won't even matter anymore. Somebody else said, hey man, if you want to do that, by the time you get there, it was Sherpa hikes come in and says, hey, by the time you get there, that extra 5 pounds won't be nothing. You'll be redefined, tested, capable. If you want to bring that belt, there will never be another first opportunity or photo. Do it. No regrets. My man, pumping strong right there, right there. So, you know, that's what I'm thinking. That, like, when I get to Baxter State Park, if I can have that belt that's the West Virginia title belt, we're going to hold that West Virginia title belt up high on that sign, and we're going to say, acknowledge me, right? That type of deal. Maybe not acknowledge me, but we're going to be like, country roads, where'd you go from up here? All I see is, fucking, no, sorry. Watch my mouth. I got to watch. I got other people watching, kids watching. I got to be careful. Woo! Sorry, Mr. and Mrs. Lyons. I'm sorry. But anyway, let's go on. Continue going. Wow, that is some good medicine. Hike with Mike said, enjoy the walk on the trails. And I told him, so it wasn't medicine. It was that was definitely some Jesus. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look at the pictures of the burns and everything. And we'll go from there. I'll be talking more about the burns stuff on trail. But you can see how disfigured my face was. I didn't have one to show you my arm or my hand or my chest. But you can see my legs, my feet, and different things, my face, how bad everything was for the burn. And like I said, I came out of the hospital way earlier than what I was supposed to. Wasn't drugs. It had to be Jesus, man. Drugs can't do what my Jesus did. You know what I mean? Hiker Diary. We're so much stronger. This is B than what we think we are. Nobody can break us down. Can't nobody slow us down. Oh, no. I know Jason don't like it when we sing, but Jason ain't been on here for a little bit. So I don't know where Jason's at. And like I said, the number's been low tonight and go from there. So, but that's okay. It's all right. It's all right. We don't focus on that. We just focus on having a good time. But Jason Carter, thank you so much wherever you are as well. And go from there. Hiker, like nothing can keep us down. She says, I know you'll make it to Katahdin. I know Hiker's Diary B, you're going to make it to Katahdin. You got this. You're going to do this. Me, you, Tent Life Crisis, you know, Mike, whoever's going, we're going to make it happen. We are coming up behind the people that for whatever reason had to come off trail. We got to honor their legacy. We got to make it mean something, right? We got to make it mean something. I'm going to start carrying cards right down to people that, you know, for whatever reason had to come off trail. And when we get up there, we're going to make sure we acknowledge them and what they meant for the trail this year. Because, hey, whether you hiked one day and stayed one day or you stayed 214 days, your contribution to the Appalachian Trail, you hiking and putting the information out there and the videos and all the stuff, that matters. And we thank you so much. So LRG150 was like, how the hell did that happen? So let's get into it, all right? And then we will talk a little bit about the burns and different things like that. So it was a day in April. It was like April 14th or so of 2018. I had a bad run-in with a state trooper that day with my mom and my son in the car. My mom was in her 70s at that time. And there were some things that was said by the cop. And anyway, my PTSD was off the racket. I wasn't really thinking. I was really upset and mad. Had this big brush pile to burn. And I walked around. I was wearing shorts, flip-flops, tank top. And I walked around pouring gas on the brush pile like I'd done 100 times before or 1,000,000 times. I handed my son the gas can and said, hey, you might want to take this way up there out of the way. This could be dangerous. Most time I'd have lit something and throwed it and got the fire going. But that day, I wasn't thinking clearly. My mind was foggy. I was really pissed off at this state trooper that had no reason to threaten to pull a 76-year-old woman out of a window. People had their phones out. It went viral here in West Virginia of everything. And this cop did eventually get in trouble for it and different things. But in saying that, so there was a little bit of a breeze that day. And for whatever reason, I thought I could bend down and I could light the fire. By that time, it was kind of like a dust devil of the fumes, because gasoline itself not really combustible explosive. The fumes are, right? Now, gas burns, obviously, but the fumes are what's the explosive, right? So it's kind of like a dust devil type of thing of the fumes, the way the doctor and him kind of feared the way it went. It blew me about 10, 11 feet in the air. I landed, I was on fire. Obviously, it wasn't my clothes because I was wearing tank top, shorts, flip-flops. My body was stop, drop, and roll. As soon as I felt myself go in the air, I instantly held my breath. Second nature, I guess. I don't know, call it training, call it whatever. I hit the ground, rolled, got up, ran into the house, started yelling for my wife. The bad thing was I hopped in the shower, turned the cold water on, and started pulling all the skin off like it was string cheese. My wife's like, no, leave it, you know, whatever. But I had it all the way down my arm, my face. That's why I keep my beard as thick as I do. I still got some scars up here. You can't tell it on video, but you can when you're up person. I still have some scars on my hands, my legs, my chest. Mostly around my ankles is where it's most visible at now. There was some experimental medicine treatment with Canada, right, with fish scales and charred blood that was supposed to help with the scarring thing, and it did. I had very minimal scarring. I came out very lucky that procedure worked. But I had to learn to walk again. I was dipped in salt tanks and the other tanks where they scrape your skin and all that stuff, and then dipped in salt tanks and iodine tanks and all of that. And then it was a very bad and hard experience. Now you have to understand when I say that there's a difference in the flash rating and the explosion of a rating, okay? So flash rating, when something explodes, the flash, the burn from a flash can be measured just as well as the overall explosion itself. So not the overall explosion itself, but the flash rating of that explosion, the doctor said was equivalent after the math to about 11.5 sticks of dynamite. They said if I would have took one breath more, because the burns was second, almost third degree down in my windpipe, almost in my lungs. It was like if you took a half a breath more, it had got in your lungs, it had burned up your lungs, you'd have died fairly instantly. But in saying I didn't, because I held my breath, like I said, and when I went in there, but the fumes was still there, it was still burned. I had burns on my gums, my teeth, my tongue, underneath my tongue, into my throat, as well, like second degree and a little bit of third degree coming up around my lips, in front of my gums. It was just a bad experience. I was supposed to be in the hospital for 30 days, ended up walking out like in a week after they'd done everything, the little skin surgeries they did. And within 2 weeks, I was back teaching karate. Within a month, I was weightlifting. Well, not weightlifting. 2 weeks, I was teaching karate from a wheelchair because I had to learn to walk again. And I was lifting a little bit of weights from the wheelchair within that, but then I had to learn how to walk in. So there's some things there. But so in saying that, it was a horrible, horrible experience to go through. So anyway, we was talking about Large 158. He said, I'm glad you didn't die, man. You're definitely lucky. I know you learned your lesson. I'm assuming you hadn't messed around with gas a lot, because as a pyromaniac myself, man, don't be a pyro. I learned a little bit goes a long way. Thank God you told your son to get away and not all that sense was gone in that moment. I feel for you. I had my fair share of careless moments, and I'm lucky to be alive as well. Saying that, it's only truly stupidity if you learn nothing from it, and we've all made mistakes. I learned a lot. Number one, gas is made for engines, not for fires. Number two, don't mess with gas. Number three, if you get gas on you, make sure you wash it off soap and water. Number four, don't mess with gas. You know what I'm saying? I learned a lot, so go from there. So he also, Douglas Jones, 3930 commented, you can make it. Nothing tougher than a Generation X West Virginian. I think the hardest part will be missing your family. You can get through the physical pain. Take your time. Enjoy every moment. Missing my family is going to be hard. I haven't really been away from my family this long since deployment, since the days in the military, right? And go from there. Chase Lightbook, which reminds me, pro tip, always boil your water below you. Yes! Thank you, Chase. Who else said it? One adventure told me the other day, he said, don't cook your food on the picnic tables. Turn around, set it on the ground, and boil it there. So Chase Life, very good. Very, very, very good. He's another one that's told me that. He said, one adventurer told me he noticed, they was cooking whatever, and a guy dropped hot noodles and boiling water of ramen right into his lap type of deal. But horrible. Gene Dutton, 28, commented, look forward to following your hike. You mentioned at 1605. You need to watch this video now. I can share more link about the video. I'm also in the planning stages of a 2028 through hike. So what they're talking about as far as the videos that I commented, Marion Outdoors had a video about how to pack your tent. And then Miranda Goes Outside, back when she was REI, had a video about how to pack your bag. And that's kind of how I was packing my bag. And for whatever reason, it's the same weight, right? Because it's the same items, but it feels like it carries different. It makes it lighter a little bit different. So I always tell people to go look at those two videos, right? Those two videos. And Chase Life's got some great videos. So make sure you check all of that out, right? Make sure you head over and give Gene Dutton 28, like, share, follow, subscribe, thumbs up, tell them Jim sent you from Take a Hike with Jim. They'll be walking in 2028, the through hike. We get to see it very up front and personal right now. Detox is the one that said earlier when we said we might have to be make some changes. Hey, flexibility is the name of the game. So Melissa Ventures, because in that comment, check this out, because in that comment I put, hey, because of hostels and all this, I may even have to start eating ramen. Can you believe that Jim is even considering eating ramen? That tells you how serious this is getting. Why would you eat something you don't like? She said, I did that on a section hike and was miserable and cranky after the hikes for miles and being exhausted. It really sucks to eat something you don't like. So, the reason being, we got some bad weather coming in. We do have a budget for hostels, but not a big budget. Yeah, Beautiful Places, that happened to her too in her video. Her through hike, you're right. I forgot to see that. I forgot to mention that. She was up past Harper's Ferry, I think, when it happened. Actually, Chase. But yeah, that did happen to her. But yeah, so in saying that, staying in hostels, I do have a little bit of a hostel budget. But after staying in hostels for a little bit, and I have to start dipping a food budget because of the thinness of the budget or whatever, so then it becomes an issue, right? So then you got to pull from one, rob Peter to pay Paul, that type of deal. So yeah, so if I had to eat ramen to survive, I would, but it's going to be on the last, like I'm going to have to be starving, you know. There's going to be no worms, grubs, ants, stuff. I mean, like, it's going to be bad because I just can't stomach ramen. I just can't. And my backpacking journey commented, hey bro, you got this. So check it out. I wanted to come on here, like I said, we ain't had big numbers tonight, and that's fine, and I'm fine with that and everything. You know, sometimes we have big numbers, sometimes we don't. There's a lot of things going on in people's lives right now. I understand, I get it, and everything. So in saying that, I wanted to come on here, and I wanted to give a very special thank you to some very special people. Right, I wanted to, we'll start at the top of the list first. I want to thank Laura, Evan, Lee, Ashley, the Lady L, for putting up with my shenanigans this whole time, as far as being able to joke back and forth different things. I know she's on trail. I know she's having a good time. I know she's a couple weeks ahead. It'll be about a month or so ahead of me by the time I get there, and everything. I'm wishing her the best. We're going to stay friends through this hike, and we'll see each other in Maine. Because we're both going to make it. That's just the way it is. She would already made it home by the time I get there, probably. But we're still going to make it. I'm still rooting for her. I want to thank her so much for allowing me to build the crack jokes here and there. I appreciate that so much. I feel like I've made a friend really for life, even though we've never met in person. And I really appreciate that. Thank you, Lady L. I also want to thank Chase Life. Chase, hands down, laying all jokes aside, you've been so damn influential in this hike. I've learned a lot by watching your videos. I've learned a lot from your comments. It hasn't fallen on deaf ears. There's a lot of things that I'm probably going to have to learn myself being a young whippersnapper out on trail, but you don't know how much what you have put out there for me for this through hike that's helped me prepare. I feel like I'm better prepared having had you in my corner. Thank you so much for that. One Adventure, thank you for you and your wife for taking the time. I remember your trail name Donkey Kong, can't remember hers, but thank you so much for taking the time to make the phone call, to be on the phone with me for almost 3 hours, pouring advice into me, making sure I got this, making sure I got that, making sure this is in place, making sure that's in place. Thank you so much. You never know You'll never truly know what that meant to me and what it has meant to me. There's been people out there that's bought me gear. Thank you so much. One of the Lisas, can't remember which one it was, bought me some gear. Thank you for the tent. You haven't seen the last of it. Trust me, the Gossamer the 2, right? I think it was a Lisa. I have to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure it was a Lisa. But anyway, thank you. There's been people that's bought hats. AT Walk and Talk. Thank you so much. You're stepping out on trail with me. I can't wait to meet you in person. Can't wait to have this 14-day wonderful experience and journey as you continue your Appalachian Trail journey and I get to start mine. I can't wait. You and your wife, your family, y'all been phenomenal. Thank you so much. You never know what it's, you'll never truly understand, I think, and know what it has meant for me to have somebody to be in my corner to say, you know what? I believe in this guy enough that I'm going to start hiking with him. I'm going to change my plans to hike with this guy. So I thank you so much for doing that. Lisa Lou, thank you so much for following me from the very beginning of this. For the most part, you've been with me for quite a while. You and Miss Adventures Melissa, thank you so much. All of you folks that's been following me and different things, I'm telling you, it hasn't fallen deaf ears. For those of you that don't know, my buddy from across the pond, right? My buddy from across the pond that said, hey, maybe I'll catch you, maybe I won't, maybe you should hike slower, that type of thing. Let me scroll down because I want to get it right? I want to scroll down so I get it right. I just want you to know that you're appreciated. I think his name's Mike as well. I can't find it right now. But thank you. You know, you've been supportive. I can't wait to get for our journey and get to meet up in Damascus with you and different things like that. Thank you so much. It wouldn't be just if I didn't put these two names out there tonight. Jason Carter, I know you ain't watched a whole lot here lately. You got some other things going on or whatever. We were supposed to get some trips and do some different things. We didn't get the chance to for whatever reason. But Jason Carter, let me tell you guys, Jason Carter is legit. He's offered to go hiking. He's offered gear. He's offered wisdom and advice, even though he's never, you know, done a through hike with AT, but he does a lot of long distance hikes here. Jason is a hell of a guy. And Jason, I appreciate you so much, and I thank you for taking the time in whatever ways that you have. I really do appreciate that. Wolfie Hikes, my good boy from West by God, right? Wolfie Hikes, thank you so much, Wolfie, and everything. I know we didn't get to go out and do the things that we were supposed to, but Wolfie has been detrimental from the interview to having conversations to everything going on. I look forward to getting back and be able to walk the Allegheny Trail with Wolfie and different things. But thank you, Wolfie, if you get to watch this. I appreciate it. And go from there. There is, Hike with Mike. Thank you. I hope you get to come down to Florida and all that stuff. I got so many Mikes and Lisas, it ain't even funny. Brent, thank you so much for jumping in with the whole Zero Cool and being here. And jumping in and joining us. I really thank you. And my backpacking journey, thank you so much. Heather Lambert, thank you so much. Heather does some stuff for us, and I'll hit her up in different things. Go from there. Thank you so much, Heather, for everything. The support, the comments, the everything. Thank you so much for everything you do. The one person that's not in here, it's always late or never here, they've been with me since day one. It feels like since day one. Sparky, thank you so much. I can't say thank you enough for just following and supporting this channel. That means a lot, right? And that means a lot. The person that gave me my trail name, you hardly ever see her in chat, but she's always in the shadows. Farm Girl 2004. Thank you so much for your support, your prayers, your guidance. She's helped me with some medical questions. She has been a backer. She has bought t-shirts. She donated a bear hang bag. She has been there from day freaking one, y'all. She was the first one that said, really, I believe in you. And she was on there, hey, your trail name needs to be either Cup of Double Java or if you know, you know. And we went with if you know, you know, until we get on trail. But Farm Girl, thank you so much. I cannot thank you enough. I cannot thank the people of this channel enough. Coming out of October, and I get emotional, so if I start tearing up, I'm sorry. Coming out of October into November, knowing that this was getting ready to be reality and coming on YouTube, I never would have imagined the support that I have gotten. Never. 372 subscribers as of today. The watch hours almost at 3,000. I would have never imagined the gifts, the love, the support, the knowledge, all of these things that you folks have poured in to a coal miner's son from West by God, Virginia, out of shape, horrible to look at, not a very good person on camera, but y'all still showed support, and I appreciate you, and I thank you, and I want y'all to know I'm not going to let you down. I don't mean to leave anybody out. There's so many people. Tent Life Crisis, you got this. You got this. You're going to do this. The best thing I can tell you to do right now is take all that motivation stuff, take all your Bible scripture, take all of it, ball it up and say, you know what, we're going to make it and do it. B, you got this. You can do this. Hiking on a Prayer, you got this. Tie-dye goat, you're doing phenomenal. You got this. You're going to make it. It's going to happen. It's there. You know, frontline mentality, you're there. You're on trail. It's going to happen. For all these people that are out there, I'm telling you, this is our year. We are the class of the 101. 101 years. We are the class of the 101. We are going to make it. And this is our time. This is our time. This is our chance. And we're going to do what we can do with it. And I'm just telling you, I cannot. Long distance hikes, thank you. One Adventure, to you and your wife, thank you. There's so many people I need to thank. But there's 3 people that have never watched my channel, I say, and probably never will. Brock, yes, how can I forget this Brock? Brock, Pringles, Chris, thank you. I didn't mean to forget Brock. I just got so many names in my head. Man, Brock has been phenomenal. And Brock's like, he wants one of these cup of double Java mugs. We're going to make that happen, Brock, before I go out on trail. I'm going to make sure that you get a cup of double Java mug. It's going to happen. And everything. Chris, Pringles, yeah, I'm just to tell you, all of you ones that have supported this channel with your knowledge and everything and offering, and there's people wanting to hike with me in different ways, like in Maryland and Virginia and Georgia, and got one from New Jersey now, right? So, in saying thank you all so very, very, very much. Not meaning to miss anybody out. I don't mean to. I just want to let y'all know that here's the reality of it. I'm going to do this. I got the mentality of that this is like, don't take this the wrong way. I've seen so many people coming off trail this year to the point that in my mind I'm going, oh my God, you got to do this, not just for you now. You got to do it for them too. You got to carry their names to the top. And you got to do this. And you know, and thanks, Brock. Appreciate it. I can't wait to get to meet Brock. Rob, I can't wait to get to meet you in person and different things. It's going to be one of those moments. Just like, you know, I'm just telling you, I can't wait. I can't wait. And I'm sitting here in my mind, I keep staring out, keep in my mind, trying to think of that will probably never watch this. Ever. Ever. And probably don't even know who I am from anybody. And that's fine. But I got to put it out there. I'm going to start with my man Fortune Adventures, right? Fortune, thank you so much. When I lost my sister, I turned on the TV and found a hiker named Fortune Adventures who had been through it, who had lost his daughter, who had had some other loss in friends and family and different things, had medical issues, and he was hiking the Appalachian Trail. And I watched his every journey, every day that I could of his Appalachian Trail. I tried to watch a lot of his Florida trail here lately. I haven't been able to. I've got his book. I didn't buy his music CD. Sorry, Fortune. And everything. I'm a subscriber to pretty much every page he's got. But Fortune, if you ever do get to see this, I considered you a friend long before you even knew me. And I got you 6, bro. No matter what it is. You helped bring me through a time. Taylor, New Hampshire, right? Taylor, thank you so much. You showed me, and it was so amazing to watch your journey again, and again. And just really in a time where I needed something to pull me through and help me deal with grief. You and Fortune, y'all's channels, you've done that. And then last but not least, I want to thank the hiking dancer, aka Roadrunner. You know, and I got one more to add to that. 4, I'm sorry. Roadrunner, thank you so much. Was told she would be back in 14 days. Guess what? She's getting ready to be a triple crowner. She helped pull me through a time in my life where grief was wow. Thank you so much. Bad Bath Hikes. Social. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. People that will probably never watch my channel, never know who I am, but thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the next time you see me on YouTube, on a camera, on video, we'll be on the Appalachian. We will be day 0 headed to the Appalachian Trail, and day 1 on the Appalachian Trail, right? You will see me making some posts in the comments and everything. If I missed anybody, I'm sorry, didn't mean to. But thank you all so very, very much. I could not be where I'm at. This channel could not be where it's at. I would not have the motivation. I would not have the encouragement and knowledge without the thru hikers and without the hiking community and without you on YouTube. This is just as much your hike as it is mine this year, right? So we'll see you out there. AT, baby, I hope you're ready. Hope you're ready. We're going to tear it up, right? Let's do it one more time. Some Trouble in Paradise, a little bit of Kobe Kingston. Right? Let's get it done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Next time you see me on here, on as far as video, we will be on the Appalachian Trail. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you all so very much. See you on trail. It's already here. The class of the 101. Take a hike.